guys, welcome back to the channel, Better Together. I am here with my wonderful friend Anna.
I'm here with my beautiful, wonderful friend Sabrina. Babe, how are you today?
I am great because when I'm with you, we're better together. Oh, babe, we were having the most wonderful conversation just now about
this project and how
we complement each other,
Yeah.
and how, like, when someone falls into what they're good at naturally in a relationship, it feels
right
and effortless.
Yes.
And I think our relationship feels very effortless because we value each other so much and we're vocal about that.
Yes,
like,
we express our love and the things that we see a lot.
Yeah, and we know each other's vulnerabilities and the things that hurt each other, and we're very careful with those things. And I think that goes into our topic today.
Yes, definitely. We're going to be talking about the person or the people that are closest to us, how they hurt us the most.
And who's closest to us? Our family.
Our
and
family.
So we're talking about the painful reality of family members' unfiltered opinions.
Yes.
And I think we all experience a family member just saying whatever they want.
Yes.
Yeah, to us. So
can you tell me, like, why does this happen?
Why do family members have unfiltered opinions? Well, I believe it's because they think the relationship will survive whatever. They believe that family members often assume that because we're related, we will love them regardless, in spite of everything they do and say to us. They think, oh, the love will withstand it all. So they just say exactly what is on their mind. And that sometimes can be deeply, deeply hurtful to us. And they also assume that the relationship that we have with them, that it doesn't require effort.
Yes, not at all.
And it does require effort.
A lot.
Every relationship requires effort.
Friendships, family relationships, work, co-workers relationships. All of that.
All of them require effort. And we don't have a beautiful relationship just because we're related by blood. And there's a very famous scripture in the Bible that I love to say, that the Bible says in Proverbs that a friend sticketh closer than a brother. And that's because maybe
you are building a relationship with your friend, but with your family, you haven't even been given the opportunity to build that relationship.
Not that you weren't given the opportunity, but
we don't think that we need to build that relationship. And with that, I want to talk a little bit about a story that happened to me. When I was younger, I have a 7-year gap of difference with my little brother. He's not little anymore, but he will always be my little brother. And someone once told me, hey, I'm also a little brother, and my sister thinks that she can have access to my secrets and my pains, and for him to share with her all that he was going through just because she is the older sister. And he made me realize, from the point of view from a little brother, like, hey, I don't owe her my secrets or my pains because she hasn't even taken the opportunity to be my friend. So I don't feel safe. There is not safety or a safe space for me to share what I'm going through. And that made me realize that I didn't have that safe space with my brother, and I didn't want to.
You didn't give that space to your brother?
Yeah, because of the big gap. We were in different situations. Like when I was a teenager, he was very young, and I was like, all my hormones were crazy, and I was just kicking him out of my bedroom. Like, I don't want to play with you. I want to play cards. I don't want. Oh, like, yeah, it was a little bit crazy. So there was never space for him to reach out or like being vulnerable. Once this person made me realize about this situation, I said, like, hey, I don't want my brother to feel uncomfortable or unsafe around me. Like, I really love him. I love him deeply. I want to start building a relationship with him as friends, not only as family members, but like really build a relationship where we both felt safe and we had the chance to share our pains. And after that, we became very good friends, and he's one of my best friends, and I feel no fears to share things with him as well as him. Like, he trusts me a lot, and we share a lot of things, and yeah, it's beautiful. But I had to go through that realization to notice, like, hey, I do need to put effort into building this relationship with my brother.
So relationships, whether not because we're related by blood, means that
They are going to be easy.
they're going to be easy, or that
Effortlessly.
there's going to be vulnerability and trust.
How do family hurt us sometimes?
Well, because of unfiltered honesty. That is one of the reasons why family members hurt us, because they feel like, oh, I can just tell her whatever I feel like, however I feel like. And nothing is wrong with telling the truth, but you have to think about how you're saying it. Sometimes it's not what you say, but how you say it.
Yeah.
And family members, they don't think about that.
They just say it bluntly.
Yeah, they don't think about what's the best way to say this to Sabrina. They just say it however they feel like. And because we're family, because we're related, they think that our relationship will be able to withstand the blunt, and that we will get over it. You don't need to be hurt by this because I'm your mom, I'm your sister. I'm just going to say the truth to you. And sometimes we pride ourselves on being like, oh, I am a straight shooter. I say what I mean, and I say it how. And that's not necessarily the best way if you want to build a relationship with someone.
Yeah.
There's always a better way to say something. And I can tell you the truth
With kindness.
but I can tell you the truth in love. And also, sometimes not all truth should be known. Literally.
Yes.
Sometimes you can have an opinion about someone or family member, and it's not your place to say it. Or sometimes you can have some truth about some family members or something you think about. Maybe you shouldn't say it. Maybe sometimes you should just keep it to yourself, and also you have to think, what will this matter 10, 15 years from now? Sometimes there are some things that it won't even matter 2 years from now, and you say it out just to hurt the person. Like,
why? Or with what purpose?
What purpose?
That happened to me recently. Like, I had a family member telling me something about my life, and I'm like, okay, you voice it out. Now what? How can I change my situation? It was about me living away outside of Colombia, and I'm like, how can I change this? Like, okay, I am away from my family in Colombia.
Were they saying it in a critical manner?
Yeah, like, oh, you're doing this wrong, you should be next to your family, you are leaving them behind, or something like that. And I'm like, do you think I don't know this? Do you think this doesn't hurt me? Now you voice it out. How is this going to change? Like, you saying it out loud. Yeah.
So sometimes it's just like,
Keep it to
it might
yourself.
be a truth, it might be reality, but sometimes just you don't need to say it.
It's not like I don't know. I know.
Yeah. Unfiltered honesty sometimes gets us in trouble with family members.
Yes. There is also emotional betrayal because they know what we feel insecure about. And sometimes they use it, they don't want to use it against us, but we are sensitive about this matter, and they are still saying things out loud without filter. Like, hey, some people have this situation with gaining weight, and the first person that notice is maybe your sister or your mother, and they will say like, oh my god, you're gaining weight, you're getting fat, and it's like,
and they say it in the most derogatory way sometimes.
yes, it's like, oh my god, you're gaining, look, that clothes is not fitting anymore. And it's like, okay, I have a mirror, I know I am already beating myself from this. Like, why do you have to say it like with that tone? Or, this is a sensitive matter for me, why are you making those faces? Or, hey, like, this is not helping, you know? So that emotional betrayal from them knowing what our insecurities are, and just
voicing them and using them sometimes they use it against you.
Yeah.
Sometimes they will say things like, this is why you're not this person because of this. You know, they do sometimes use it against you. I have been in a situation where family members or a family member use my vulnerabilities against me and say, this is this because of this,
This is why you're not
whatever, because of this thing, because of the thing they know will hurt me. And I think that that can be deeply, deeply hurtful.
Yeah, and it's not a nice feeling when it's coming from someone that you love. You take it even more inside, and
and I think that shapes your internal dialogue when it comes from the people that you think should love you the most.
Another way our family members hurt us, it's by projecting their issues. Sometimes they are upset at work, or something is going wrong in their lives, and because we are with them all the time, they don't have the filter to leave those problems where they were born.
They take it home.
They take it home.
Lash out at the people at home.
Yes, so it's like, why are you even screaming at me, or why are you telling me these things because you're upset about something that happened at work? And they don't have something that I see a lot. It's that family members, or we are more kind to strangers than our family members. And I'm not saying I've never done this or that I haven't been hurtful, but now that I know and now that I realize, I am also trying to be kind to my family.
It's true. Family members are usually meanest to their family members.
Yeah,
sometimes.
and it's like, hey, you're the person I love the most. You're the person I should be taking care the most, and caring about your feelings, caring about how I express certain things. And because that hurts a relationship. And even if you're my sister or you're my brother, but you say something in a bad tone or in a derogatory way, that will hurt me. Why are you being nicer? Like, okay, you're mad from something that happened at work, but you're being kind.
They maintain the emotion inside, and then they come home and just release it on the family members.
Yeah, so let's not do that, and be mindful about that.
Another way family members hurt us is the assumption of unconditional forgiveness. Because of the blood we share, they believe that we will always forgive them for whatever they do, no matter what. And that assumption of forgiveness causes family members to not apologize, because they think, you're going to forgive me. I don't need to even talk about this. I don't need to talk this through with you. You're going to forgive me. I'm your mom. I'm your sister. You have no choice but to forgive me.
Yes. And that is hurtful even more, because the situation doesn't get addressed, and you just carry that. And that creates resentment. We have talked about that, and even with family members. So
that assumption that I will forgive you
no matter what, and then act as though I should never carry that hurt or feel sad about what you did, can be deeply, deeply hurtful. So how do we deal with family hurts or family members' unfiltered opinions? How should we fix that or address that? We've been talking a lot about boundaries on this channel, and we also need healthy boundaries with our family members. Nowadays, my relationship with my parents, it improved, because I'm not a kid anymore. I have my voice, and I respect myself so much that it came to a point where I voiced out the fact that, hey, the way you say things, or the way, I don't like how you express this topic. I don't like when you mention this about myself. I feel hurt. And thankfully, I have a family that they were receptive to that.
To your boundaries.
To my boundaries. But I had to voice them out. And it wasn't a comfortable conversation, because I could also see how the realization of my mom or the realization of my father, like seeing in their face that, oh, we've been hurting her saying this, even though that we thought that it wasn't painful, or they didn't know, like they didn't know before that this was deeply hurtful for me. But once I voiced out my boundaries and my needs, they respected it. So please,
it's time to, maybe if you're going through a situation where a family member is hurting you, then you should talk about it.
Yes.
Because People
Sometimes they don't
know how. We're not
Yeah.
born knowing how to
love.
the way we want. People don't know exactly how to love us all the times.
Yeah, so one of the ways that we can address these hurtful words is by setting boundaries.
And put effort into the relationship with your family members.
Yes.
Don't just assume because you're related by blood that your relationship will withstand whatever blow you throw on it. Just try to be mindful that you have to foster a relationship with your family member in order for it to work.
Yeah.
And if you've done all that you can to fix your relationship with your family members and it doesn't work, and you're constantly abused or it's toxic, unhealthy, maybe it's time to take a step back.
Yes, and walk away. Sometimes there is no fixing, and you should protect yourself. I know a story of, I think on the internet, there was a story going around about this mom sleeping with her daughter's boyfriend, and the daughter was like, "You're my mom. Why are you even betraying me this way?" So sometimes there are family members that are that toxic, and how can you build trust again coming from that situation? Sometimes the mom or our parents are the way they are because they have unresolved traumas. And
wow, I can't imagine a mom sleeping with her daughter's boyfriend. That is completely outrageous to me. So if you're in a relationship like that with your parents or family members that is that toxic, I do encourage forgiveness and healing. But if you've done all you can and there is nothing else that can fix the relationship, take a step back and pray about it from afar and hold them at arm's length.
Yeah.
And hopefully that the Lord can bring some healing.
Yeah. So,
guys, we do hope that this conversation was informative and we would love to hear what you have to say. So please add to this conversation by commenting below. We want to hear your voice in this dialogue. Yes. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Better Together. Until next time.
Bye.